All right, Shalom, it's your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the brothers that are doing this work in truth, sincerity. I'm gonna jump right into the lesson. This is 2 Samuel 2 and 2 Samuel 23 and 2, and it says the Spirit of the Most High spake by me, and His word was in my tongue. Now these are the words of David, man. These are the words of David to keep in mind. The power of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that rules over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High. So that tells you a characteristic. That tells you an attribute. That tells you a requirement. That tells you what a man of the Lord is supposed to be like. He's supposed to be just and full of integrity. You know, this is David speaking, man. And David had integrity, man. He wasn't perfect. No, none of us are. He had his slips and his falls, but he was a man after the Most High's heart. So he was a man of integrity, man. So that's how the men of the Lord, that's how we have to strive to be. You know, we sin to the point of death, just like David did. We are all worthy of death, you know. But by the grace and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we have an intercessor who is Yahweh Shai, man, because we all are guilty of sin unto death. Just as David was guilty unto sin unto death, you know, the Lord had mercy upon him. So David represents the elect. You know, he's a character, he's a model for the elect. You know, because elect none of us are perfect, man, but he had grace. But the point of the lesson is this: we must be just in our doings. We must have 100% integrity in every facet of our life. That's an attribute, a characteristic that we must strive for. That's how you put on, therefore, the elect, because the men of the ancient days, they were men of the utmost integrity, of the highest character, man. That's why they were the prince of the power. We have to reflect, you know, who our power is, man. Our power is righteous. We must be righteous. Our power is just, so we must be just. Our power is wise, so we must be wise. We have to reflect our Father. You know, there's a saying they say in the world, like father, like son. You know, you have a seed. You know, and sometimes, you know, most of the times, really, your seed, your son, you know, most of your, you know, most of your firstborn, he's gonna have the same mannerisms, you know, the same, sometimes even the same character, same personality as father has. You know, it's just out of, you know, it just happens that way. You know, you'll say something like, you'll hear people say, you're just like your father. You know, he'll do a certain thing a certain way, or he'll say a certain thing a certain way, and people around will recognize the spirit of his father within him. You know, you're just like your father, and he'll do that not knowing that he's doing that. You know, so we have to be just like our father. You know, and the perfect example of that was Yahweh Shai. He was just like his father, like son. He embodied all the attributes of righteousness that the Most High had, that the Most High has. So us being sons of the Most High, the princes of the power, we must be like father, like son, man. We must strive to possess those same attributes. But I'm gonna run that back again. It's 2 Samuel 23 and 3. So the power of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. Now these are David's last words, man, because you read in verse 21, saying, now these be the last words of David, the son of Jesse. And he goes deep, man. He goes deep. So the power of Israel said unto me, and this is spoken by the Spirit of the Lord, like I said, man. Verse 2, it tells you, the Spirit of the Lord spake by me, and his word was in my tongue. So these final words of David, they were spoken by the Spirit. So this is very important, man. This is 2 Samuel 23 and 3. So the power of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High. You know, because that's what the elect are going to be. They're going to be doing. Let's get that word just. It says just, lawful, righteous, uh, in government, just, right in one's cause, just, righteous in conduct and character, righteous and justified and vindicated by Yahweh, rightful, correct, lawful. You know, so that's a heavy definition right there. That's a heavy thing for a man to be all those attributes, man. And we must strive to, you know, put on the leg. We must strive to do that. Said I'm gonna get a few scriptures because we were a peculiar people, man. That means that we're supposed to be above all these other nations in everything that we do. Let me get Exodus 19:5. It's a real quick lesson here at the plantation. This is Exodus 19, starting at verse 5, and it says, "Now therefore, if you will obey my voice, indeed, because a son's going to obey his father's voice, and keep my covenant, because the son's going to do what his father told him to do, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me." Let's get that word peculiar. Salah. It says special. There you go. Treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Above all people. Let's get that word peculiar, man. Then we're going to get that word treasure. So let's see what it says. They don't give a strong definition, but we'll get a dictionary definition if it loads up. I couldn't get it to load up, but I'm gonna continue on anyways. It says, "Now therefore, if you will obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me." I'm gonna just try to get the word peculiar someplace else to get the strong definition. So this is the strongest definition for the word peculiar. It says possession, property, valued property, peculiar treasure, treasure. So valued property, man. So we are the valued property of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So let's go back to Exodus 19:5. Exodus 19:5, and it says, Salaki, "Now therefore, if you obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, you shall be a peculiar treasure, valued property, like a son, treasure unto me above all people, for the earth is mine, and you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and holy nation. These are the words which I shall speak unto the children of Israel." So the only way that we were to be above all people, the only way we were to be a peculiar treasure, is by obeying this law. Because it says, "And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation," a separate group of people. So we have to be separate in everything that we do in this life, man. You have to separate yourself from the heathen. You have to separate yourself from the world. Sometimes you have to separate yourself from family members and friends, in order to do good in this truth, man. You can't let nothing drag you down, man. Not even your own self. And we are our worst enemies. We are our own worst enemies, man. The hardest fight you fight is the fight against yourself. And brothers can attest to that, man. Me myself personally. That's what it is, man. That the hardest fight you can fight is the fight with yourself, because we walk this path alone, man. So these are scriptures that I'm bringing out to encourage brothers to always have that mindset to be on that other level, man. With that, I'm gonna get Salakia. This is Exodus 23, and if you read Exodus 23, it basically gives you examples of integrity. I'm just gonna skim through most of it. Brothers can read this when they got time, but basically, this is what a man of integrity. These are expectations. These are guidelines the Lord gave to His people for them to be men of integrity. This is Exodus 23:1. Said, "Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. Neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. If thou meet thy enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou see that ass of him that hateth thee lying on his burden, wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help him with him. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of the poor in his cause. Keep thee far from a false matter, and innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked." So the point of the chapter is this, man. You have to maintain your integrity in every situation that you encounter, man. These are things that were taken away from us. Us being in captivity, us being wicked. This level of conduct was taken away from us because we learned the ways of the devil. We were brought up in captivity and slavery under this wicked ass system, and these ways were not given to us as examples. We were taught that we were evil. We were taught that we were wicked. We were taught that we were drug dealers and gangbangers and so on and so forth, man. We weren't taught that we used to be people of the highest integrity upon the face of the planet Earth, man. And this is something that we have to regain back as a people. With that, I'm gonna get Deuteronomy 16 and 18. This is Deuteronomy 16 and 18, and it says, Judges and officers shalt thou make in all thy gates, which the Lord thy power giveth thee throughout the tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. So there's always been order within our people, man. There's always been order. And with order goes integrity. When order goes justice. Everything was accounted for. Everything was backed up. Everything was right and just. So that's what the example that the scriptures gave us. They gave us a glimpse of how our people conducted themselves. When I mean our people, I'm talking about the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, the Bible, and the confusion of faith that are scattered upon the four corners of the earth, man. So these are things to meditate upon, man. We're gonna fall short, but we gotta keep on striving to be that higher level. Instead, I'm gonna get Psalms 82 and 3. A few more scriptures. I'm gonna close it out. This is Psalms 82 and 3, and it says, Yahweh, I'll start at verse 1. Yahweh standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. Get that word, gods. Mighty ones are judges. What did Yahweh Shai say? You are gods. So we are gods because we are gods with a little g, because we are princes of the power. Let's get that word strong in the Strongs. It says, rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods, gods, godlike one, work for special possessions of God, the true God. So it says, godlike one. And how do we be godlike? By by taking the attributes of our Father. It says, how long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and the needy, live with the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness, and all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Because this is a place of wickedness, man. This is the place where we are brought into captivity for not following the law, statutes, commandments. I have said you are gods. And that's talking to the nation of Israel, man, because we are supposed to be godlike. And all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Why? Because we went off. We went contrary to the law, statutes, commandments. We broke the covenant that we made with the Heavenly Father. Arise, O Yahweh, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. So the Lord's going to, Yahweh Shai is going to come back and set everything right, man. He's going to write that law in our inward parts. We're going to have that high position that we once had. But until then, we must, we've got to put on therefore as the elect, man. And that's exactly what we got to do. We got to be men of the utmost integrity, man. I'm going to get another scripture. I'm going to close it out. This is this is Proverbs 3:19. It's a real quick lesson. So the Lord by wisdom has 31 and 19. Salakia. Proverbs 31 and 19. Proverbs 31 and 19. 31 and 9. Salak. It says, open thy mouth, judge wisely, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Salak, man. Salak, I had an interruption, but I'm going to go back to Proverbs 31 and 9, because this is just another scripture dealing with integrity. It says, open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. And that's what we do when we go up there in the highways and hedges, man. We plead the cause of the poor and needy. The poor and needy being us, the Israelites, man, because we are a poor and needy people. We are a destitute people. And our cause is to what? To gain back our status as a true men. The true princes of the power upon the planet Earth, man. Therefore, we go out there, to seal the elect, to call the elect to the marriage, man. And that's what it's all about. With that being said, man, it's a real quick lesson. Most I wouldn't hope it was edifying. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Ka halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Brothers, keep on pushing. Shalom.